Today was Dairy Queen's annual Miracle Treat Day, and Arlene Hofford has more on how sweet summer treats can go a long way.
Dairy Queen held their 22nd annual Miracle Treat Day. Connor Ogden, a 15-year-old boy from Lloydminster, was with his family helping out at Miracle Treat Day.
Making blizzards, mostly. Well, that's pretty much all we've been doing. Really like doing it, too. It's really does put in perspective what they're doing behind the counter. Like, it's just go, go, go. Come on. People are really friendly there.
Connor Ogden was born with 7 heart defects, which have caused him to be in and out of the Stollery Children's Hospital many times throughout his life. Money raised on Miracle Treat Day goes toward helping kids like Connor, as well as their families.
Well, it's definitely helped a lot. They provide movies, games, entertainment for the kids. Definitely some stuff for the adults, too. Like the TVs there.
Not only does Miracle Treat Day provide for the children and their families, the money also goes toward improving equipment, skills, and abilities of the medical staff.
Miracle Treat Day, they help fund and provide programs. So they also help with extra education for the nurses. So the nurses who we deal with up on the 4C unit with cardiac, they go through special training to be able to be more knowledgeable.
The different ways the money raised at Miracle Treat Day is spent all have one thing in common, and that is to make the kids stay at the Stollery as welcoming and comfortable as possible.
To give the kids a good quality of life, to let them be kids, and that, is definitely worth every penny. And we quite, I look forward to the extra help when we're there.
Miracle Treat Day brought many people, both in and out of Lloydminster, to their local Dairy Queens to support a great cause. Lane Hoffert, Primetime Local News.
If you want to put your throwing skills to the test, the Kit Scotty Ball Diamonds will have the event for you. The Lloyd and Area Brain Injury Society, sponsored by Spiros, is hosting the 5th annual Bones Tournament. Registration is now open, and the event takes place August 24th.
It's just a charity tournament, though, so it's only for fun. You have a team of 4, you come out, you play against other teams. Oh, it's just a fun day. Everybody's hooting and hollering and cheering everybody on.
All proceeds earned from the tournament are planned to go directly towards the society.
Everything comes back to Labus, so it stays right here in the community. It helps us with our programming and keeping everything free for our participants. And everybody just come, be ready to stay for the day, have some fun. There is camping if you want to stay. Go on to their campsite and book a spot.
If you'd like to participate yourself, email labus@sastel.net or call 306-825-7212. Bike theft continues to be an issue in Lloydminster. Stacey Comer spoke to the local RCMP to find out what is being done.
We're chatting today with a familiar face here at Primetime Local News. Constable Kelsey Davidge is joining me to talk about the recent increase in bike thefts in Lloydminster. Kelsey, thanks for joining me today.
Of course, thank you for having me.
Let's talk about the issue. Everybody seems to be seeing a lot of posts, or a lot more posts on social media about bikes being stolen. So what are you guys seeing as far as the stats go for bike thefts in Lloydminster?
So we have seen an increase over the summer. I would say that more people are also utilizing their bikes and other means of transportation other than a vehicle during the nice summer months. We always want to let people know to lock up their bikes and really anything valuable, whether that be from their vehicle or left within their vehicle. We have seen an increase in people leaving their wallets or belongings in a vehicle, and then that unfortunately maybe forgetting to lock the car or leaving it open as just out of habit, and then that being taken overnight or during the day and used within frauds, or having their ID, their SIN number, or financial cards taken as a result of that.
So as part of the problem with the bike thefts in particular, Kelsey, what are some of the things that people can do just to make sure that they're keeping those bikes safe? Because, when we had a discussion, and a lot of these bikes can be worth lots of money. So, think of it as your property that you don't want to have somebody else take, and keeping that in mind, what can you do to help prevent theft?
Yeah, 100%. A lot of bikes can get upwards of a couple $1,000s, or if you have those electronic e-bikes, those are worth a couple $1,000s. We always want people to lock up their bikes. So use a nice lock that can help deter someone from stealing it or taking it. I always say park it out of sight. So whether you can put it within a garage or lock it up somewhere hidden within your home, out of sight may help deter that from being taken. We always want people to record their serial number or VIN number off their bicycle. This is what police use to identify a bicycle once it's been stolen. I would always recommend too taking a photo of your bike. That's one thing that we always ask as police officers if we're able to identify it, if it has any specific or unique markings, stickers, or colorings. Ensure you have good lighting around your property. This will help deter people as well. And we always want people to register their bike at the bikeindex.org. This is a free site that police use and have 1,000 partnerships within law enforcement's bike shops, cities, and organizations that help recover and get your bike back to you if it's stolen.
And with that bike index, Kelsey, is it something where it's just as simple as posting the bike serial number, or how does it work?
Yeah, it's very simple. If you visit bikeindex.org, I would say it takes 5 to 10 minutes to register your bike there. And it's another tool that we can use to help recover your bike and get it back to you as soon as we can.
Now, in some cases, some of these bikes may be stolen and tried to, maybe be sold elsewhere. So, what happens if you do see what you suspect is your bike in an online marketplace?
Please contact the police. We have done marketplace buys or are able to identify suspects that way by linking it through social media. So if you do see your bike online, please give us a call and hopefully we'll be able to contact or connect that to your theft of bike. But again, we can only confirm it to be your bike with that serial or VIN number. That is so important to register or to have knowledge of when reporting to police.
And another issue that people have been posting about is that they see somebody with a bike that they suspect is their friends or their neighbors. And obviously, we don't want to be starting confrontations. So, if you think you see somebody that has a bike that's not theirs, what is the best course of action, Kelsey?
Again, please don't approach people yourself. We want to keep the public safe. Please call well, if it's an emergency, please call 911. If it's a non-emergency, please use our non-emergency number to contact police and we'll have a member attend there as soon as we can and hopefully be able to recover that bike.
All right, Kelsey. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. And once again, if you could just give us that email address for the bike index, just to remind people how they can just take another step in preventing a bike theft.
Yeah, it's bikeindex.org. 5 to 10 minutes, simple way to register your bike and ensure it gets back to you if stolen.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me today.
And now that we are into the sunny days of August, crop producers across Saskatchewan are dusting off their combines and preparing for harvest. And I talked with the crops extension specialist to learn more in this week's crop report. Today I'm joined by Megan Rosso, the crops extension specialist for the government of Saskatchewan, and she is here today to give us the crop report. And so thank you so much for joining me today, Megan.
Thanks for having me.
So it's been quite a while since the last crop report, and in that time most producers have had their crop in for quite a while, and some are even starting to harvest. So what's the overall outlook for the province of Saskatchewan here as we begin August?
The conditions that producers have experienced over the past couple weeks have caused concerns for decline in yields for many crops. And producers indicate that any moisture received would be too late for advanced crops, but moisture may still be beneficial for some of the later seeded crops to help with grain fill, along with supporting pasture conditions as well moving forward into the fall.
And you mentioned that producers are saying that rain would not be helpful for most of their crops. How much is that going to be affecting yields for this year's harvest?
It's hard to determine where crop yields will be sitting going into harvest at this point in time. Producers have indicated some concern with the earlier seeded cereal crops in terms of grain fill due to the lack of moisture and extreme heat conditions. Along with the canola was flowering at critical stages of flowering periods to determine yield. So producers are indicating there is the potential for reduced yields in terms of pods aborting due to the conditions that we experienced during flowering.
And now focusing in on the northwest region, how are we looking so far as we're getting closer and closer to the harvest season beginning?
There's been limited overall harvest activity reported for the region, other than the odd cereal fields that will be harvested for feed. But producers are continuing to get harvest equipment ready, haul grain, clean bins, and monitor their crops for maturity as harvest is rapidly approaching in most regions.
And where in Saskatchewan currently is leading the way for beginning their harvest?
The heat and dry conditions have brought harvest on quickly in some regions of the province. Provincially, harvest is now sitting at about 2% complete. Harvest progress right now is led by the Southwest region, sitting at 4% complete, followed by 1% complete for the Southeast and East Central regions of the province.
And how are hay crops looking so far this year with the decent amount of moisture that Saskatchewan has received?
Many producers are wrapping up their haying and silage operations. Provincially, dryland alfalfa yields were estimated to be 2.13 tons per acre, while green feed was estimated to be 2.63 tons per acre. And as we look to silage yields, we're seeing estimates of 5.67 tons per acre provincially. Overall, producers are expressing less concern with feed, as we have seen in previous years, given the amount of feed that they could take off their fields this year.
And with harvest nearly here, most producers definitely don't want their crops to be damaged in any way. What are the leading causes of crop damage right now, and as well as pests that are being a worry for producers here in Saskatchewan?
The main cause of crop damage continues to be due to the lack of moisture and the heat. Producers have also indicated wind and aphids are causing up to moderate damage, specifically in the northwest region of the province. Hail was also reported in a few isolated areas over the past week, but with overall minor crop damage occurring. And producers are continuing to monitor their crops, and specifically canola, as some sclerotinia stem rot is emerging in fields throughout the province.
And finally, with harvest beginning soon, you have some reminders for both producers and the public to be safe during this very busy time.
Producers are just reminded to take safety precautions while they can, as well as fire prevention measures in all the work that they do. And the public is also reminded to give machinery extra space and time when traveling on roadways as we move into the harvest season.
Thank you so much for all the information today, Megan, and we look forward to talking to you again about the next Crop Report.
Thanks for having me.
And now let's take a look at your ag prices.